What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Coming at you with yet again another perfume experience. And it has been a minute, and I'm stoked to get back into this. So you guys get ready, get into your seats, grab your bevy, grab your cafe, and we're gonna get started. I just woke up from a nap. I'm not gonna sit there and pretend that 100% all the way here, but we have got some Panamanian special, and it's been a while since I've been able to get these in, so I'm gonna go ahead and burn my tongue on my palate, but I need to wake up. Oh yeah. Okay. So, as per the title, I'm sure as you guys have seen, today we are gonna be comparing Purple Rain by Ensar Oud. So this is from the semi-bespoke line and that is to the best understanding, to the best of my understanding and knowledge, to its sort of, I guess, two main inspirations from the Prive line and the Heritage line, being the Purple Kinam and Iris Ghalia. So we're gonna go ahead and compare all three together as a perfume experience. I've made independent perfume experience uploads covering the notes and whatnot, so I'm not gonna go over the notes again today, but I just wanted you guys to get a sense of how all three compare to each other. Let's see if I can actually get them all next to each other. This is like, reminds me when I was a kid and I used to play dominoes with my grandmother, just trying to hold all together, but this is what we're looking at. Woo! Okay. So, you guys, you're getting three perfume experiences today to make up for me being away for what, approximately 3 weeks? At least that's what YouTube tells me. And yeah, so without further ado, we're gonna get started. So, first thing I'm gonna do is spray Purple Rain, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and spray it. God, and this is such a waste because I'm not going out, so I hope you guys appreciate this. Okay, so this is what we're looking at in terms of Purple Rain residue. Okay, so you see it's thick, it's oily, it's dark, and it is to die for, you guys. So this is what we are looking at here. Okay. And again, this is a comparison, not going over each one independently, so we're going to have to go ahead with the sprays. Next, I'm going to go ahead with Purple Kinam. And again, luckily and gladly, I showered before taking my nap, so this isn't... Oh my god, okay, that was a lot. Wow. Whew. So coming off of... Anyways, so the sprayer here was much better, you guys. I'm gonna see if I can show you. It's still oily, it's still greasy, but we're not leaving as much of that residue as with Purple Rain, okay? But my god, wow. Okay, I'm gonna take some coffee. And last but not least, ladies and gents, we got the Iris Ghalia. And this will go here. Okay. Wow, that is some thick stuff. Okay, and this, you guys, is what Iris Ghalia looks like. Look at how thick that is. Oh man, that is some serious resinous juice there. Look at how dark that is. Okay. So, again, to emphasize these two, being Iris Ghalia and Purple Kinam, are supposedly what goes into Purple Rain. Okay? With Purple Rain having an Iris Ghalia predominant DNA. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna compare each of Purple Rain and to Iris Ghalia and then to Purple Kinam. And then I'm gonna let you guys how I would rank them as a personal preference, right? So I'm just gonna let them air a bit because right now it is absolute bliss. The one thing I can tell you guys is that I am salivating like crazy. And that's probably a function of all the musk in these. Alright, so first off, I'm gonna go ahead with Purple Rain and Purple Kinam. Alright, so off of the get-go, Purple Kinam is more like the young, playful sort of perfume to Purple Rain. It definitely has a much more fun-go-lucky vibe to it versus Purple Rain being very buttoned down. You're getting this sort of mature, elegant, sophisticated vibe to it. You get a very heady, mentholy vibe to both, but it is more prominent in Purple Rain, and that's probably also enhanced by the iris, which you do not get in the Purple Kinam. And it's just wow. If I had to choose one over the other, that's a very tough one. Okay, you know what? Let's do Iris Ghalia against Purple Rain, and then we will maybe make a final choice. The reason I say stuff is because Purple Rain contains facets of both Iris Ghalia and Purple Kinam. So technically, you're buying two perfumes in one. So if you like Purple Rain, you're by default going to like Iris Ghalia as well as Purple Kinam. So it's one of those things where you're trying to make a choice, but are you really? Oh man. Oh. God, this is so tough, you guys. The Iris Ghalia is just, and this is the last edition, which is still on the website, the one that has the musks, the amber, and the other stuff. And let me tell you something. This is like, I'm speechless. This is like, wow. Okay, I mean, I just went all over three of them. And in terms of which one is very close to Purple Rain between Purple Kinam and Iris Ghalia, hands down Iris Ghalia. I mean, you get that iris, you get that dusty, powdery effect. The musk in here is much more pronounced than Purple Rain, but very familiar. Yeah, I mean, the closest one between Purple Kinam and Iris Ghalia would be Iris Ghalia to Purple Rain. In terms of which DNA you get more in Purple Rain, definitely Iris Ghalia. In terms of which one do I like the most, I ain't gonna lie. I think in terms of which one I like the most, I'm gonna say Iris Ghalia followed by Purple Kinam and then Purple Rain. And this is very backwards, and here's why. So the Iris Ghalia sits on the heritage line, if my memory serves correctly, which is the cheapest line out of the three. And then Purple Kinam sits in the Prive, which is the sort of second most expensive. And then the Purple Rain, which is the semi-bespoke, which sits in the most expensive line. Okay? And my experience with this House of Ensar Oud is that you don't necessarily have to pay a lot up front to get a really good experience. That has been my experience to date. I know some of you might differ with me, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But I actually find that I enjoy the Heritage and Preview line more than the Semi-Bespoke. Now, is that to say that the Purple Rain is less favorable to the other two? Not by any stretch of the imagination. If money not being an issue and you can go, then grab all three. They're very, very different on their own way, but they're very similar at the same time. However, if you had only, enough money just to procure one out of the three, I'd recommend the Iris Ghalia. It's just something very, very special going on there. Now, if you had a good amount of money but don't want to get the three and just want to get one, then hands down Purple Rain, right? Because you're getting aspects of Purple Kinam as well as Iris Ghalia in there. But my personal preference right now, and this can change over time in terms of ordering, Iris Ghalia, Purple Kinam, followed by Purple Rain. But honestly, you cannot go wrong with any of these three, okay? They are just fantastic, gorgeous compositions. And a lot of the time too, depends on my mood. There are days where I wake up in the morning and I'm like, when I'm in a serious mood, but I want a nice Iris Oud, it's Purple Rain, hands down. Then there are days where the weather is cold, I'm feeling a bit playful, flirtatious, it's gonna be Iris Ghalia. And then on the days where I want something that's a bit, florally, fruity, kinamic, and oudi, then it's gonna be Purple Kinam. But honestly, you cannot go wrong with any of the three. They are fantastic, and some of my favorites coming out of the House of Ensar Oud. And it's just, man, I've never stayed three altogether, so right now I'm just like in sensory overload. Wow. I ain't gonna lie. All three are nice, but that Iris Ghalia, man, is so sexy. I'm just feeling myself right now. Okay, so yeah, you guys, so that's, Purple Rain, followed by Purple Kinam, and Iris Ghalia is what we covered in this upload. Again, all three. Very proud, thankful for the privilege of owning these three and getting to experience them, because they are a treat by any stretch of the imagination. So if you have all three, you're a very, very lucky person. If you've got to smell one of them or own one of them only, you're still a very, very lucky person. And if you haven't gotten your nose on any of these three, you are probably the luckiest person ever, because Ensar offers samples now. I blind bought these because they did not have samples. So you, my prospective, possibly proud owner of any of these three or all of them, are the luckiest person out there, because you can get it to sample and smell it for cheap. And samples from this house tend to last very long just because it's very thick, rich oil. And you don't need a lot in terms of application. But with that said, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. As per usual, very much appreciate your time and attention, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.